Well, hi again. I'm Mark. I'm the amateur cowboy, and as usual, I'm here with my horse Bull. We're in the round corral today because I want to show something that we've been working on and talk a little bit about how you can soften your horse when you're riding. And what you'll notice is I've got a couple of sticks here in my hand. You can see Bull's kind of aware of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ride with these sticks, and I'll have them in what I call a neutral position, resting on either shoulder. My reins are going to be draped over my horn, just with a half loop like that. So I'm not riding with reins today. What I find most people do, and I'm guilty of it as well, is we ride reins first. And there's an old saying, the more you use your reins, the less the horse uses his brains. So the idea here isn't to use these sticks to steer the horse. That's the last thing I want to do if I have to. The point is to get my hands away from the reins and start using my body to communicate with my horse as to what I want. And what I find is as soon as the horse starts to comprehend what's going on, they love it, because now you're not pulling on that mouth as the first cue to them. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to be in as neutral a position as I can be on my horse. And then when I want to turn, I'm going to think eyes and then belly button. And belly button just follows my eyes. But instead of just like turning my head like that, I want to be clear to my horse. I want to go this way. And you might even see me as I'm holding these sticks in the neutral position like this. You'll see me turn my shoulders and everything like this. That's the first cue to the horse. The second cue is kind of a leg action. So if I want to turn to the left, I might apply a little bit of right leg to move the shoulder over. And then if it's a tight turn, and you can see I've got two cones and a barrel set up, and I'll do some weaving in and out of those with some really tight turns. And then the last thing before I'd use the stick is a little bit of inside leg to get the horse to bend his ribs, and also to disengage and move the hind if I really want that. Now, if all of that fails, then you can go to the stick. And basically what it is it's, you know, the first phase of that would be like that. If I'm going to the left, like, hey, Bull, you weren't listening to my body, but guess what? I got this right here. And he's getting smart enough about these sticks that he's like, oh yeah, okay, there's the stick. Well, I'm going to turn my head, and then my body should start to work. But if I had to, I'm going to move away from my horse just a little here so I can make this demonstration. If I had to, I'd bring that stick down, 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 and I might even have to tap him on the nose with it. Now, if you had a horse out of control, you might have to really kind of smack him. But that's not a punishment. That's a, hey, buddy, I meant it type communication. All right? Now, one other thing I want to talk about is the whoa, because so many of us are used to pulling on the reins to get the horse to slow down or stop. It's really a bad habit. That should be your final thing too. And in a snaffle bit, you'd only want to pull with one rein, ideally. You'd want to hold with one steady and then signal with the other one. But with these sticks, what we can do, and I've built this in already with Bull, and it's something you'd want to kind of build in slowly and make sure you've got it before you took him out in a field to do this. But you can either use one or both, but the idea is you come up underneath their head. And I'll demonstrate this during the ride. But I generally try to slow down Bull with either just my body. So if I'm trot, 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 walk, okay? So it's from a 2-beat, 2-beat, 2-beat to a 4-beat, 4-beat, walk slower, that type of thing. Or if I want to stop completely, it's breathe in and exhale and stop riding, okay? As Bill Dorrance would say, there's no lack of feel in stop riding. There's still feel there, but you're sending the feel down to the horse to stop. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get on my horse, and we'll do this. Now, one of the things I do when I've got these sticks, I'm going to ride with the sticks. I still want to be safe getting on my horse. I'm going to hold my sticks in the downward position in my left hand, and that way I can grab the rein and the mane But my sticks, you can't see them because of his neck there, but they're pointed down to the ground, and I'm not going to make contact with my horse with those sticks. That would always want to mean, we'd always want that to mean something if you're making contact with your horse with the sticks. So, as always, when I get on my horse, we hurry up and we do nothing. This is how I've taught Bull to not move his feet when I'm getting on. It was a real problem a few years ago. I had trained him to basically get on down the trail, and the second I put a boot in the stirrup, and well, that was not fun. So I trained that out of him, but I have to continue that training every single time I get on him. And while I'm killing some time here letting him understand that when I get on we don't move, I'll just talk a little bit about some trail etiquette. I was on a trail ride recently with some friends, and one of the younger people was, when we'd go through a gate or something, somebody's dealing with the gate, she'd kind of go on down the trail, and I didn't say anything, but it's really rude, and it can be kind of dangerous. When anybody is off their horse and going to have to get back on, keep your horse in tight and stay right in there so that you don't have a situation where the person who's trying to mount has a horse thinking, there goes my herd, I need to get with them, and I don't care about this human who's trying to get on me, because that can create a real problem. So I think that's long enough. We do this all the time. So anywhere between, honestly, 20 seconds up to a minute or two. But there are times when I get on Bull and I just kind of pet him and then we go, But I never get on and first thing is, let's go. First thing is always, let's not go. All right, so I'm going to have my sticks in my neutral position. I'm going to want my body in a neutral position too. And neutral is just tells the horse, whatever you're doing, keep doing. That's all that is. So now I'm going to bring my life up and I'm going to ask for forward. Now he's going to go to the right where the gate is because he wants out of here. He wants to go back to his happy place. But so when my leg didn't correct, I corrected with the stick. Now I'm going to just let him get kind of comfortable with the rhythm and what we're doing before I start asking for anything like the weave. But I also might do some transitions. So we're really not doing much cantering like this yet. That will come next. I want to master the walk and the trot, and I want to have the hoe built in and even some backup before I really want to go doing much cantering. So as I come around here, I'm going to go ahead and ask for the trot. So I just bring my life up and I think 2 beats. And Bull responds to that. Then I'm going to go to a walk. Now he didn't respond, so I'm going to slow him down to a walk. There. Now his reward when he does what I want is neutral. That old saying, pressure motivates, the release teaches. And I think that's really important. I think it's often easy as the human to just do the pressure and the motivation piece, and then you end up not with the learning piece. So I want to get a little bit better at that transition before I start doing the walk. Now he's anticipating my trot, which is, in a way, he's reading my mind. If he would have trotted there, I would have taken it because I was thinking that. I just didn't think I had cued him yet. So I'm going to trot. And we'll maintain this trot. And then I'm going to ask for a walk, walk, walk. And you can see we're rough here, right? Because he didn't know walk. He thought, okay, Mark goes to the sticks, now I need to stop. Now I just got a nice exhale from Bull. He knows I'm going to be fair here. I'm not going to try to do anything to him that he doesn't know already or isn't comfortable with. And that's good. So try this again. Trot. And walk. There. Now I still had to go to the sticks, but if you noticed, I didn't go nearly as far forward and as far down with them. Trot. Walk. Walk. There we did have to. Now that's going toward the gate. I always think it's important to remember, where's the horse naturally motivated to go? Where are his buddies? Where's his comfort spot? So that gate over there, which is behind me now, is his exit out of the round corral and his path toward my trailer, which is what the camera is sitting on right now. So that video camera is sitting up on my trailer. So his natural inclination is to want to go toward that direction, which is west. So I think what I will do to take advantage of that is I'll try to slow down as we're going east and speed up maybe just a little as we're going west. So I'm gonna trot and walk. Yeah, and I am using some verbal commands. I don't do it so much for the horse's benefit as I do it for mine. I think there's a lot of debate, as to whether verbal commands really work with horses. I think they probably do to a point, but I mean, my body, if we were talking two people arguing, my body is about a 100 decibel voice, and my actual human voice would be about 10 decibels. So in other words, my body is what I want to communicate with. So I'll ask for a trot here without saying trot. And then I'll ask for a walk without saying walk. Still having to go to those sticks for that. But I'm trying to also teach while I go. So just because I go to the sticks doesn't mean we failed. Hopefully Bull starts to process and realize if he would just slow down a little when my body asks for it, then he wouldn't have to deal with the sticks. The other thing that's easier for Bull is a complete hoe instead of a transition from a trot to a walk. So let me trot and see that's very clear, and that's more me than him. I'm just better at asking for the whoa than the downward transition from the trot to the walk. So I'm going to go ahead now and come around one more time. Now I've got this weave pattern set up here. 2 cones and a barrel. Doesn't matter what you use. Could be piles of manure. And I am going to use my body to steer my horse through this pattern. And I think what I'll do here is I'm going to cut across the round corral, just like that. And I'm going to go around the barrel, and then I'll weave. So here we come. And now I might do a full 360 around this barrel, or this cone. And now because I want the hind quarter to move, I'm going to look just down a little bit and get the hind quarter over, and want it back to a walk. And now around this cone. Now this is the, we missed that one. I'm just going to spin him around. Oh, slow down. This is the result of about, I'm going to say 10 sessions doing this. And the first sessions were frustrating, and I wondered, would we ever, would this really work? I had my doubts. I felt awkward. I was missing my cues, and Bull would kind of wonder what was going on too, and there I just really threw him off there. I'm going to try to do a 360 around this one. There you go, good boy. Now he wants to go back to the gate. When I first started riding,